Today, jury selection begins in Wilmington, Delaware, in the federal gun trial against President Biden's son.
Hunter Biden was indicted on 3 felony charges related to his purchase of a gun in 2018. CBS News Philadelphia's Ross DeMattei joins us live now to break down the case and what we can expect from the courtroom. Ross, good morning.
Good morning, Jan and Janelle. This is a rare moment in American history. The son of a sitting U.S. president will face a jury of his peers in a Delaware courtroom. The federal case against Hunter Biden comes just months before his father, President Joe Biden, faces re-election.
Here you have the son of the sitting president of the United States of America going to trial at the hands of his own Justice Department.
Over the weekend, Hunter Biden and his father stayed close, riding their bikes and attending church together. Hunter Biden's trial stems from 3 felony charges related to his unlawful purchase and possession of a revolver during a time when he was addicted to drugs. Experts say much of the case will focus on the definition of the word addict.
Whether he believed he was an addict, whether he was in fact addicted when he checked the box on the form saying that he wasn't addicted.
Prosecutors are expected to pull from Hunter Biden's own 2021 memoir and call witnesses including his ex-wife and his brother's widow, Hallie Biden, who Hunter had a romantic relationship with after his brother's death. Hunter Biden also faces charges in a separate criminal trial in California for failing to pay more than $1 million in taxes. A plea deal had been in the works to end both cases, but that deal fell through last July. The trial begins during a bizarre time in American politics, just days after former President Donald Trump was convicted on all 34 counts in a so-called hush money case in New York, making the courtroom a central meeting ground for voters on both sides of the aisle. Now, if he's convicted, Hunter Biden could face up to 25 years in prison. Today, jurors will be asked about their views on the 2024 election and if they think someone who is addicted to drugs should or should not be charged with a crime. We'll keep a close eye on it. Janelle, I'll send it back to you.
All right, we'll be watching closely. Thank you so much, Ross, for that. Meanwhile, Americans weighing in on Donald Trump's felony conviction in his hush money trial.
A new CBS News poll finds that 57% think the jury reached the right verdict. 43% say it was wrong. 56% believe the former president received a fair trial, with 44% saying it was unfair. In his first sit-down interview following his conviction, Trump says he'd accept house arrest or jail time.
I'm okay with it. I'm not sure the public would stand for it.
House arrest or
I think it would be tough for the public to take. You know, at a certain point, there's a breaking point.
Days after President Biden condemned Trump's claims of a biased legal system, some Democrats say the Biden campaign needs to make Trump's felonies a top issue. Others, though, want his message to focus on the administration's work so far. Don't forget, tomorrow is the New Jersey primary election, and it's a significant one. Among the big races, the fight for the U.S. Senate seat currently held by Bob Menendez. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. Also, Democratic voters are using the block ballot design for the first time. Early voting ended yesterday. Mail-in ballots must be postmarked or returned in person by tomorrow. And to find a full list of polling places, just visit our website, cbsphiladelphia.com.